Rain on the radar.
I know that the people on the fence, the pictures there, that they would want us to rebuild in their memory, and we are going to do that.
The latest on the recovery efforts in Central Texas. Scary situation.
Dragged me underneath the water and then shook me around.
A teen shares her encounter with an alligator. And facing jail time.
They repeated the message like 10, 15 times.
For running an illegal business after a procedure went wrong. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Mauro Rueda.
And I'm David Lascano. Today is Monday, July 14th, 2025.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
A second round of flooding rain hit Central Texas over the weekend. Heavy rain prompting additional evacuations this morning.
As CNN's Lee Waldman reports, the bad weather hampered search and rescue operations, which began after the 4th of July floods.
Rescue operations picked back up over the weekend as water rose in Central Texas. The Texas game wardens posted that multiple people have already been rescued, urging the community to be weather aware. The National Weather Service forecasting the Guadalupe River reaching flood stage in several places.
We're not out of the woods yet, not to mention that the recovery zone area there along that river is 121 miles. So it is a very massive undertaking.
Texas Representative Tony Gonzalez is continuing the calls for accountability after floodwaters killed at least 132 people, including 27 campers and counselors at Camp Mystic in Hunt, Texas.
What can we do in order to prevent this from happening again? To me, that is a level of accountability that we need to have going forward. We can't just allow girls to drown in the middle of the night.
Commissioner Don Buckingham with the Texas General Land Office says their office will be in Kirk County to help the community heal.
I know that the people on the fence, the pictures there, that they would want us to rebuild in their memory, and we are going to do that.
Thousands of volunteers like Michael Geyer are working tirelessly to help the families of at least 150 missing people find closure.
Even if it means like just finding the remains, that's more than enough for me to kind of just give satisfaction that I did a job well done. It's very humbling just because all we're finding right now is just belongings.
And this morning at 9 a.m. local time, the Kerr County commissioners will be meeting, and on their agenda it says they will, quote, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action following an update on the status of those recovery efforts that have been happening for more than a week now. In Kerrville, I'm Lee Waldman.
A regular trip to the creek turned nearly deadly for a Florida teenager. As WEAR Samantha Serban reports, the 15-year-old is lucky to have survived this scary encounter.
Pond Creek in Okaloosa County is crystal clear, and today it's pretty shallow. Back on June 22nd, Summer High Note says the water was waist deep.
Me and my two friends decided to walk downstream, and we were about a good mile downstream.
The 15-year-old was turning around to head home when everything changed.
I had felt something latch onto my leg, and I didn't know what it was at first, so I just turned my body around and started punching it in the head.
It was an alligator.
It had let go and then grabbed again and then dragged me underneath the water and then shook me around.
Summer eventually broke free. Her friend grabbed her and pulled her to safety, where she says instinct took over.
I hit the ground. I laid down on the ground because I couldn't run for real, and I just started praying.
Praying to get away. Praying to keep her leg.
My friend, he came up to me and I was like, is my leg still there? And he was like, yes, you're fine, it's not that bad.
But the danger wasn't over.
We have to get up, he's coming up from behind you.
The gator was following Summer.
So he had to pick up me and my other friend because my other friend was freaking out and run up the bank onto because it's higher than the rest and the gator couldn't really climb up, so he had to pick both of us up at the same time and run up there.
Then he ran to get his phone.
I get a phone call because one of her friends made it to where they had service. Summer's been bit by an alligator. That's all I needed to hear. I left just like I am right now, jumped in my truck, 911.
Summer's mom pulled her into the truck bed and raced to meet first responders. Based on the size of the bite, officials think the gator was at least 10 feet long.
People were saying that we were provoking the gator, which was not true at all. Because it snuck up from behind me and none of us even knew that he was there.
Growing up surrounded by nature, Summer says she knows better.
We would never mess with it because we know the dangers and what he could do.
The 15-year-old now has the scars to prove it. We asked what others should do if ever in her situation, face to face with an alligator attacking.
Honestly, I would just start praying. God is the only person who got you.
Reporting from Pond Creek.
Tell me another person that was dragged under by a gator that didn't roll with them. That's not luck, honey.
Samantha Serbin, WEAR News.
A woman in Florida is facing charges after authorities say they found an illegal makeshift med spa in a backyard shed. WPC's Jamaica Gibson has more on the story.
I think there was a good probably 10, 15 police cars there and some big wagon. I don't know what that was for. Then all of a sudden I seen a girl come out here in handcuffs.
Reports of a botched Botox injection is what led the Port St. Lucie Police Department to the front doorstep of this woman, 50-year-old Rosa Mena, a woman accused of running an illegal med spa. Residents living along Northwest Coosa Drive say it was about 8 a.m. Wednesday when they heard commotion in their quiet neighborhood.
Heard, I guess, over the loudspeaker, the police officer saying, we have a search warrant. I think, 5831, we have a search warrant. Please come to the door. And I think they repeated the message like 10, 15 times, repeated it again in Spanish.
Police say it started back in May when a victim came forward saying she received a Botox injection session from Mena, which paralyzed her face. The sessions were taking place in a backyard shed.
Oh, she'd have half a dozen cars over there.
When the victim told Mena about her paralysis, the unlicensed medical professional offered her a $325 refund and vitamin injections to, quote, reverse the effects. But that didn't work, and the victim became suspicious, requesting proof of Mena's medical license, which she was unable to provide.
I mean, people run businesses out of the homes all the time, but not out of a shed, not for something like this. So definitely kind of a red flag.
A search warrant served at the Treasure Coast home revealed a trove of troubling tools, needles, PRP injection kits, dermal filler and laser devices, and even a full-size medical bed, all tucked inside a yellow shed. Mena was taken away in handcuffs and is now facing a long list of charges.
Jamaica Gibson, CBS 12 News.
President Donald Trump is standing by his general attorney Pam Bondi, despite growing pressure from supporters to fire her. Bondi's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case has drawn fire, with critics demanding she release any related documents. Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel now claim that Epstein died by suicide and had no client list.
A deadly rampage happening on Sunday morning on Lexington, Kentucky after a gunman shot a state trooper and then opened fire at a nearby church. Investigators say the gunman shot the state trooper near the Bluegrass Airport and then showed up at the Road Baptist Church where he killed 2 women and wounded 2 men. The gunman was later shot and killed by police officers.
Sometimes things happen. We just don't have a reason why. But we're going to be here for the people of Lexington.
That was what Chief Lawrence Weathers had to say about the events that transpired. The state trooper is undergoing treatment for the injuries, and at least one of the men is in critical condition.
Tensions this morning between the Kremlin and the White House after strong words from President Trump. The president speaking to reporters after returning to D.C. from the Club World Cup finals yesterday. Trump was critical of Russian leader Vladimir Putin over his refusal to engage in peace talks.
And I thought he was somebody that meant what he said, and he'll talk so beautifully and then he'll bomb people at night. We don't like that.
Russia has also stepped up its drone attacks in Ukraine in recent days.
You just mentioned it, but the president was seen at the final of the Club World Cup.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
Remarkable nature of noticing that I've really done some great inner work that I'm really proud of.
A woman decides to spend 12 hours on a treadmill training for something even more challenging. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew a girl so smart, so responsible, she must be a keeper.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other
on a deeper level. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
A woman spends a whole day on a treadmill as she works towards her 100-mile dream. A Minnesota runner is preparing to do a marathon next month in Colorado, and the way she's training for the competition may surprise you.
WCCO's Mariel Moss spoke with the runner about the process of getting ready.
There's definitely fatigue sitting all through my body right now.
Which is why warm-ups are so important for Barbara Powell. She does this to help prevent any injuries. That's because Barbara is deep in training for a 100-mile run in Leadville, Colorado next month.
First and foremost, I have to start from the mindset that running 100 miles is not actually insane, right? I have to say, like, this actually is a sane thing that I am doing, and I want to make sure that I am, like, built up and ready for it.
Barbara is an ultra-marathoner competing in races that are longer than a standard 26.2-mile marathon.
I really fell in love with this opportunity to push myself just a little bit farther than my mind really wanted me to go.
Part of her training included another personal milestone. She spent 12 hours straight on the treadmill at Lifetime Edina, totaling 55 miles. She would walk and run, but never stopped moving, even to eat, which is something she needs to practice for the upcoming 100-mile race.
I spent a lot of time on this puppy.
The purpose behind the pain of running this long was fundraising for the Leadville 100. She's raising money for the Lifetime Foundation.
It looks to raise money for movement programs, nutrition programs, as well as Healthy Planet and tree planting programs.
Barbara says running 100 miles is a mental and physical game, so training her mind to do this feat is just as much a priority.
It's the remarkable nature of noticing that I've really done some great inner work that I'm really proud of.
Mariel Mose, WCCO News.
President Trump joined Chelsea's FC celebrations after they became world champions. Trump handed Chelsea's captain the FIFA Club World Cup trophy along with FIFA President Gianni Infantino. Then he stayed in front and center while the trophy was being lifted. Check out Sideline for more on the game between Chelsea and PSG.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Mauro Rueda.
And I'm David Lascano. Get more news at any time at caplinnews.fiu.edu.